sewn into every breath. You didn't rush, you didn't plead, just gave me everything I need. A smile that calmed the spinning world, a quiet space where love unfurled. Your hands moved gently through my walls, like wind through lace in silent halls. I came undone without a fight, and learned to breathe beneath your light. We never needed fireworks, we found the beauty in the quirks. You crashed into me without a sound, a lavender collision breaking ground. I never saw you in my script, but something in your silent script, the way you stood, the way you breathed under the armor I believed. Your eyes were calm, but chaos stirred. They spoke in storms without a word. I tried to hold the world I knew, but gravity just pulled to you. And though we came from different skies, we found the truth in a long goodbye. We were a lavender collision, soft and wild, no clear decision. You weren't meant to change my plan, but love rewrites what reason can't. You broke into my quiet space, a hurricane inside and grace. Now I can't breathe the same again. You touched the part I hid back then. You left your voice in every room, like lilacs blooming far too soon. You turned my gray to blushing light and kissed the war out of the fight. We move like shadows made of song, no map, no guide, just right or wrong. And even if it doesn't stay, I choose your storm in any way. Some loves don't wait, they just collide and pull you to the other side. We were a lavender collision, soft and wild, no clear decision. You weren't meant to change my plan, but love rewrites what reason can't. You broke into my quiet space, a hurricane inside and grace. Now I can't breathe the same again. You touched the part I hid back then. They'll never know the spark we felt. A fire or snow was meant to melt. You left me raw, you left me real, and taught me how to truly feel. We were a lavender collision, soft and wild, no clear decision. You weren't meant to change my plan, but love rewrites what reason can't. You broke into my quiet space, lost who burn in blue. You weren't the light I used to chase. You were the dark that held my grace. No fireworks, no sudden flame, just embers whispering my name. Your hands were quiet, slow and sure. They wrote the kind of love that's pure, not meant for eyes or worldly scenes, but tucked inside my deepest dreams. And though we never named it right, we burned beneath the coldest night. We burn in blue, so calm, so deep, a fire that sings but doesn't lead. Not every love must scorch the sky. Some only teach your soul to fly. We're quiet heat, we're sacred flame, too rare to hold, too bright to tame. We never asked, we always knew that we were meant to burn in blue. The world kept spinning unaware of how you breathed into my air. You didn't need to be the sun. You warmed me when the day was done. We never chased what wouldn't stay. We built our home in shades of gray, where silence hummed and hearts aligned, a softer love by our design. And when the world begins to fade, you're still the fire I never trade. We burn in blue, so calm, so deep, a fire that sings but doesn't lead. Not every love must scorch the sky. Some only teach your soul to fly. We're quiet heat, we're sacred flame, too rare to hold, too bright to tame. We never asked, we always knew that we were meant to burn in blue. You won't be written in the books, but I still feel you in the looks of lovers speaking without words, in every truth that goes unheard. We burn in blue, so calm, so deep, a fire that sings but doesn't lead. Not every love must scorch the sky. Some only teach your soul to fly. We're quiet heat, we're sacred flame, too rare to hold, too bright to tame. We never asked, we always knew that we were meant to burn in blue. Still glowing soft in every view. We never end, we burn in blue. We painted love across the night, then watched it crack in silver light. Your voice was soft like northern skies, a calm before the storm replies. We held our breath where silence gleams, between the real and fragile dreams. You kissed me slow like nothing broke, but I could taste the words you spoke, each one a prism cut and clear. You're laced with shadows pulling near, and though we try to hold the flame, we dance inside a glass frame. You are my glass Aurora, shining through but slipping over, too bright to last, too sharp to keep. You lit my soul, then cut it deep. We shimmered soft, then slipped apart, reflections falling in my heart. I still recall your quiet glare, a light too rare to fully bear. We carved a world in whispered tones, with aching light and aching bones. I never asked you to remain, but kept your color in my rain. You held my hand like glass might break, but love is all the risk we take. You left before the night was done, and I remained, but not as one. I searched for you in every hue, but only find a faded view. You are my glass Aurora, shining through but slipping over, too bright to last, too sharp to keep. You lit my soul, then cut it deep. We shimmered soft, then slipped apart, reflections falling in my heart. I still recall your quiet glare, a light too rare to fully bear. You never shattered in my hands. You simply slipped like shifting sands. But every glint inside my chest still burns with colors unconfessed. You were my glass Aurora, gone too soon, but burned like flora, a fleeting storm in endless skies that left me soft and split in lies. And even now, through every fall, you shine, but I can't touch it all. We didn't break, we just refrained. Glass Aurora still remains. was a sound I couldn't name, till you walked in and lit the flame. You moved like static in my chest, a signal breaking through my rest. No words were said, but I could feel the rhythm underneath was real. Your eyes tuned in to secret codes that only lovers' hearts decode. A single look, a second beat, and suddenly my calm grew heat. We didn't rush, we didn't plan, but every pulse said yes we can. You're my crimson frequency, wired deep inside of me. I tune to you, I lose control. You broadcast right into my soul. We never asked what this could mean. We lived between the in-between. You found a song I couldn't see. Now all I breathe is frequency. You played me like a vintage tape, worn edges, but the sweetest shape. You knew my notes, my highs and lows, and brought the echo where it goes. We turned the volume way down low and let our love just overflow. Not every fire needs to burn, some just repeat and then return. You heard the sound behind my skin and turned the static into spin. You're my crimson frequency, wired deep inside of me. I tune to you, I lose control. You broadcast right into my soul. We never asked what this could mean. We lived between the in-between. You found the song I couldn't see. Now all I breathe is frequency. You hear me still when I hide. You call me out from deep inside. You never left, you just remain, a constant hum that sounds like flame. You're my crimson frequency, wired deep inside of me. I tune to you, I lose control. You broadcast right into my soul. And even when the world goes mute, your love still plays pure and acute. You're not a dream, you're circuitry, forever pulsing through in me, still catching breath in every key. My heart still speaks in frequency. danced in silence, clothed in gray. velvet night, a slow embrace. You didn't ask, you simply knew the kind of love that flows right through. No need for vows or polished lines, just heavy hearts and perfect signs. Your fingers traced a broken past, but never judged the cracks that last. You kissed the pain I tried to hide, and made the shadow feel like pride. We didn't glow like blazing stars, we loved in whispers under scars. We were shadows in velvet, wrapped in warmth where most forget. No spotlight love, no stage affair, just honest fire and hidden there. You held me close then disappeared, but every breath still holds you near. We didn't shine, we didn't boast, but those soft nights I miss the most. We carved a path that no one saw, a quiet rhythm, flawed and raw. I learned to breathe within your tone, even when you left me alone. You moved like dusk inside my blood, a velvet tide, a gentle flood. And now I wear your name in sighs, in every star the city hides. And though you're gone, I still replay those words you left, the way you'd stay. We were shadows in velvet, wrapped in warmth where most forget. No spotlight love, no staged affair, just honest fire and hidden there. You held me close then disappeared, but every breath still holds you near. We didn't shine, we didn't boast, but those soft nights I miss the most. Some loves don't live in daylight's glow, they bloom where only silence knows. You were the dark that made me see the light I never thought could be. We were shadows in velvet, timeless love we won't regret. No golden frame, no perfect tune, but stars still dance beneath our moon. You touched my soul without a sound, and now your echoes hold me bound. We didn't shine, but still I know in velvet shadows love will grow. In velvet dreams, you softly stay, just out of reach, but not away. We met where time forgets to turn, in mirrored light where hearts still burn. You weren't a storm, you were the calm that settled gently in my palm. No thunder or no skies did break, just silence that my soul could take. You move like silver through my veins, a quiet cure for quiet pain. Your voice a mist I couldn't hold, but still it wrapped me when I'm cold. Not every love must shout to stay. Some whisper, then they drift away. We were mirrors of Mercury, reflecting all we'd never be. Too soft to shatter, too strong to bend. We shimmered in what couldn't end. You showed me light that no one sees, then vanished like a silent breeze. But still I ache, and still I see our love in mirrors of Mercury. You taught me stillness, taught me grace, to see the stars in empty space. You weren't a fire, weren't a fight, just shadow moving into light. We never spoke of what was real, but somehow I still feel you feel. You left no trace and yet remain, like silver rain inside my brain. You never promised you would stay, but all of you won't drift away. We were mirrors of Mercury, reflecting all we'd never be. Too soft to shatter, too strong to bend. We shimmered in what couldn't end. You showed me light that no one sees, then vanished like a silent breeze. But still I ache, and still I see our love in mirrors of Mercury. Some loves don't break, they just distort, like liquid glass the soul support. You're in the way I dream at night, the curve of loss, the ghost of right. We were mirrors of Mercury, too fragile for eternity. But even now when skies turn gray, you gleam in all I give away. A gentle wound, a crystal plea, still floating in the depths of me. You left, but didn't truly flee. You're here in mirrors of Mercury. You're here in mirrors of Mercury. Between the lines we didn't write, we lived a song that missed the light. You never came with grand intent, no promises, no bold lament. somehow every look you gave turned silence into something brave. You weren't the start, you weren't the end. You were the part that didn't bend. A verse half sung, a bridge half closed, a melody nobody knows. And in the dust between the notes, I heard the truth you never spoke. We lived in the dusk between notes, no clear refrain, no famous quotes, but there you were in every pause, in every breath without a cause. You didn't need a grand debut, you played my soul in shades of blue. And though we never found the key, you left your sound inside of me. And made me new with simply kissed and touched the sky. I traced your voice on empty air, like neon signs that still declare we lived like flashes on the wall, so bright, so brief, yet felt it all. And though you left before the day, the light you lit won't drift away. You didn't need to stay or stay. You lit my soul and walked away. We burned in neon afterglow, in colors only dreamers know. No past, no rules, just silent flight. Our love a language made of light. We didn't care where morning came, as long as you still knew my name. You held me soft, then let me go, still shining in that afterglow. I see your light in every sign, a message sent from your design. And though you're gone, you softly shine in every shade that once was mine. We burned in neon afterglow, too bright for time, too pure to slow. No script to read, no line to play, but a love that glows and walks away. And still I dance beneath that light, where you and I still burn so bright. A part of you I'll always know, forever in that afterglow. Forever in that afterglow. Forever in that afterglow. In the hush of the night, when the silence is loud, I can still hear your voice floating over the crowd. You were more than a dream, you were light in my shade. The moment you smiled, all my worries just sway. I traced every word that you left on my skin. Now I'm chasing a shadow I can't let back in, but the clock keeps turning, it won't wait for pain. Still I hold on to echoes that call out your name. You are the silence between my fears, the calm inside a storm of tears. Now I'm dancing with the love we knew, in the memory of me and you. Time wears the colors of things we forget, but your name's a tattoo that I can't regret. I tried to move on, but the past still sings in a melody wrapped in forgotten rhythms. tears. Though you're gone, I still carry you in the memory of me and you, and I'll dance in the memory of you. Under neon skies where the twilight burns, I still walk the roads where your shadow turns. We were fire in the cold, a fever disguise, caught in a glance, lost in your eyes. You spoke in silence, your touch was a flame. Now every night I whisper your name. Time slips like smoke from a half-lit flame. Every breath I take still calls your name. In a crimson haze, I see your face, a memory I can't erase. We were stars that burned too fast, but I believed we'd always last. You wore secrets like velvet and wine, told me love was a moment in time. But I was dreaming past your fears, holding hope through silent tears. Still I wait where we once stood, summer rain. The moon is falling where your promise lay, and petals drift like words we didn't say. You kiss me slow like a closing flower, wilting in the midnight hour. You said forever, eyes full of rain, then left without a trace, without the pain. I still wear your voice on my skin, a bloom that never opens again. You were a hollow bloom in spring, a love that didn't mean a thing. I held you like a sacred flame, but I was just a name in your garden of blame. I walk through memories dressed in white, your touch a ghost beneath the light. I fed the silence with my cry, unfolds around me like your final lie. And in this silence I still hear goodbye. You touch me soft like a breeze on fire. Spoke of forever, then walked through the wire. We built a dream from trembling hands, but love like ours was made of sand. You traced your future in the sky, while I carved mine in every cry. Now all that's left is an empty room, and a heart that beat itself to gloom. You faded like smoke in a mirror's frame, leaving just the echo of my name. You ran through my glass veins, left me shivering in summer rains. the stars collapse in your eyes. You held me close beneath borrowed skies. We move like echoes through time's disguise. Two satellites drawn in silent replies. You were my anchor in a sea of doubt, but gravity turned and pulled you out. You whispered dreams like lullabies, but your hand shook under all your lies. I trusted the weight of your every word until the fall was all I heard. And now I'm drifting, still alive, to a heart that left mine behind. You were my lavender gravity, pulling the world out from under me. We danced in light no one could see. Now I'm lost where your soul used to be. Every touch, every vow set me free, but you were never falling for me. You spoke in rhythms the night could feel, built galaxies I thought were real. But love's a lie we learned to sing, a delicate and dangerous thing. I carried your storms like a prayer, held you in silence, gasping for air. But you let go when I held on tight, left me alone in a fading light. You said we'd never disappear, but I've been fading year by year. You were my lavender gravity, pulling the world out from under me. We danced in light no one could see. Now I'm lost where your soul used to be. Every touch, every vow set me free, but you were never falling for me. Falling, falling. I gave you the stars, but you wanted flight. You vanished before I could hold you right. You were my lavender gravity, a myth I wore so desperately. I begged the stars to bring you home, but some hearts are made to roam. Now the night sings soft and endlessly of a love that never fell with me. Lavender gravity, still tethered to your mystery, still spinning where you used to be. Ooh. on the edge of every missing link. You came like autumn to my spring, a hush beneath the songs I sing. Every word you said was soft and slow, but laced with meanings I'll never know. We danced in silence under city lights. You held me close, but your soul took flight. I saw forever in a fleeting glance, but you were never one for chance. I kept your letters in unread, but echoing more and more. Fragile ink and broken lines, you were never really mine. Pages filled with half goodbyes, folded under haunted skies. Now I trace the truth in every stain and bleed the words that still remain. I watched you slip through every page, a love confined to a paper cage. Your voice a ghost that never fades, playing in my empty parades. You gave me silence dressed in style, a borrowed touch, a practiced smile. And though I begged you not to go, you vanished in the afterglow. I scream in whispers through the dust of poems written out of trust. Fragile ink and broken lines, you were never really mine. Pages filled with half goodbyes, folded under haunted skies. Now I trace the truth in every stain and bleed the words that still remain. You never read the last line, did you? I ended the story, but you closed the book. Fragile ink and broken lines, you're still etched between my rhymes. I rewrite the pain with every night, but you remain just out of sight. Still I write, though it's all in vain, on pages soaked with quiet rain. I wrote your name in fragile ink.